from the area's news leader. Now in high definition, this is your News Now at 11.
We are just weeks away from summertime, and as that weather starts to warm up, you might get thinking about home improvements. What you need to know to avoid those summer scams. Good evening, everyone. I'm Giacomo Luca. Thanks for joining us. Again, as the weather gets warmer, many people turn their attention to improving their property, whether it means getting a new roof or resurfacing a driveway. But you still need to be careful if you plan to hire someone to do that work. Many times, groups of travelers will try to get a homeowner to commit a driveway project using inferior materials and in some cases not even completing that project after taking your money. Cheryl Parson with the Better Business Bureau has this advice to keep from becoming a victim of home improvement scams.
The good companies around the area aren't going to go around and ask you if you want work done or say that, your roof's bad or your driveway needs sealed and that. So always check with us to make sure it's a good company. One of the things is ask for a business card, see where they're from, make sure you have the name of the company. You need to have a written contract. Before any work's done, make sure you have that written contract and you totally understand the contract.
As with any home improvement project, get everything in writing and don't pay for the entire job until it's done to your satisfaction. And some traffic notes. There are some changes coming to the Breeze Rose interchange over Interstate 75 as part of a project to improve I-75 in the Allen County. The Allen County contractor working on the bridge will begin demolition work on the structure beginning Monday night because that traffic is being diverted off the interstate.
Well, beginning Monday night at 7 p.m., drivers on Interstate 75 as you're approaching the Breeze Road interchange will be funneled into one lane each direction, northbound and southbound, and traffic will be diverted up and over the ramps at the interchange. So essentially the ramps will become the travel lanes of Interstate 75.
The work will take place Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly Thursday between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. each day. Long-term ramp closures are scheduled to begin in about 3 months. And a Democratic Ohio senator is pushing for a bipartisan long-term transportation bill. Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown says unless the federal transportation bill is reauthorized, critical road and bridge repairs in Ohio will be delayed, and thousands of bridges deemed structurally deficient by the Federal Highway Administration could be at risk. The bridges depend on funding from the Ohio bill for critical improvements and upgrades.
Well, there are 2,200 bridges in Ohio that are considered that are inadequately need repairs. We've seen the governor cut taxes on the wealthiest people in our state, and then cut local government funds so local communities don't have the money they need for bridges. We've seen people in Washington that are not willing to tax Wall Street and the oil industry, and then have to cut funding for what we ought to be spending money for.
Last week, House Republicans unveiled their version of a transportation bill that makes massive cuts to road and bridge projects across the country. And of course, roadway construction always increases once the weather gets nice, as we saw earlier today. Let's check in with meteorologist Allison Peters to see how things are looking. Hi, Allison.
Hi, Giacomo. Well, earlier part of the day was nice. Right now, not so pleasant. We've had some thunderstorms moving in this afternoon or this evening, and those have since moved out, and that was round 1. We are headed for round 2 right now, but they're not severe, so we're just getting stronger winds with these flash flooding warnings. Nothing major as far as tornado activity is concerned. And I'll have the timing of this storm is heading for Paulding and Defiance and Van Wert, and I'll have that timed out for you in the full forecast when you can expect this storm to move in. Giacomo?
All right, thanks, Allison. This past week dealt with 2 murder cases, the May primary election, and more planning to keep the JSMC tank plant operational. Fallon Glick recaps your week in review.
On Monday, Hager Church returned to court. He's on trial for the murder of Rex Shorty Hall and Massey Flint in a 2009 house fire. He has already been sentenced to life in prison for killing Deborah Henderson in 2009, and he now faces the death penalty. His counsel requested he be transferred from the Allen County Jail back to a state prison to live while he's on trial here in Allen County. Judge Reed will make his decision about Church's housing before his return to court on June 2nd. On Tuesday, voters had to choose between longtime local and statewide politician Bob Cupp and former Lima council member Kurt Nieper in the May primary. Bob Cupp will represent Republicans in the general election and will face Democrat Bo Hankey.
It's really, a tribute to so many people that helped on this campaign to get the message across, and it's really a great feeling to go this hurdle on to November. And as I've been doing, we're going to continue to go around the county and talk to people and gather their ideas, listen to their concerns, and be prepared for when, hopefully, we're sworn in next January and be able to work on legislation that's going to benefit us.
And Delphus tried again to pass a 0.25% income tax increase. This time around, voters said yes to the funding request, 61 to 39%. Voters also approved an additional $1 million tax levy for the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board of Allen, Auglaize, and Hardin counties. On Wednesday, residents of Allen County remembered those officers who gave their lives while protecting this community. Since 1902, 10 officers in Allen County have died while on active duty. A memorial dedicated 20 years ago sits outside of the Lima FOP Lodge to recognize their ultimate sacrifice. On Thursday, Task Force Lima developed a plan for the Joint Systems Manufacturing Center just in case another round of base realignment and closure hearings is scheduled. The last time a BRAC took place was in 2005 when the JSMC came in last place of 15 arsenals and depots in Ohio. The tank plan is at a strategic disadvantage because even though it's put into that category, it's neither an arsenal nor a depot. The Department of Defense is requesting that the cost-cutting evaluations take place in 2017. This time around, the state hired military consultants to help military installations prepare. On Friday, a Salina man accused of murder in a decades-old homicide returned to court. 51-year-old Tracy Mabry of Salina was arrested after being indicted on one count of aggravated murder in connection with the 1981 death of Marcellus Reinecke of St. Mary's. Mabry pleaded not guilty and asked for a continuance. He will return to court on May 22nd. And that's your Week in Review. For Your News Now, I'm Fallon Glick.
All right, thank you, Fallon. All right, everyone, let's take a quick break here on Your News Now. But when we come back, we've got a salute to our local 2014 graduates. And what did you do for Mother's Day today? Ty Bateman will have a local Mother's Day celebration from the Old Barn out back. Stay tuned, everybody.